Welcome, gentle folks, to another video for your German Bundesliga betting tips and predictions. I hope you're having a wonderful game week so far. This week we're going to start here on Tuesday, and then we're going to pick up another game week on Friday as well. But we're now at Matchday 14, and so we're going to jump straight into it, and we're going to start with Wolfsburg versus Borussia Dortmund. Both teams coming out of a victory in their last games. But this game now here, I'm going to expect Borussia Dortmund to take care of business here. Both teams to score. I'm going to say yes. Both teams to score. In terms of a combination bet, I'll go with either to win and both to score. In terms of my predicted scoreline here, I'm going to say Borussia Dortmund to win this one 2-1. In terms of the handicap system, I'll go ahead and take go with a three-way Dortmund to win by a goal, but we're going to have to take a draw based on my predicted scoreline. Alright. Recapping predictions for Wolfsburg versus Dortmund. I'm expecting Borussia Dortmund to win, expecting both teams to score as well. In terms of a combination bet, I'll go with either to win and both to score. Predicted scoreline 2-1 in favor of Borussia Dortmund, and on the handicap system, I'm going to take this one to be a draw. Alright, so those are my predictions for Wolfsburg versus Borussia Dortmund. Then we'll move on to Bayern Munich versus Werder Bremen. This one is going to be a tricky one, I do believe, based on Bayern's last result. I think Bremen could surprise them here, and I think this one could also end the draw. I wouldn't be surprised though. So for this game, I'm going to go ahead. I'm going to take Dortmund to win this one. I'm going to take both teams to score as well. Not Dortmund, Bayern Munich. Sorry, my gentle folks. I'm taking Bayern Munich to win, and I'm going to take both teams to score as well. In terms of combination bet, I'll go with either to win and both to score. Predicted scoreline for me, I'm going to take here Dortmund winning this one. 1. Alright, and in terms of handicap system, based on what Dortmund is capable of doing, I'm going to take Dortmund here. In terms of, I'm going to take Dortmund here to win this one by a goal. Alright, even though my scoreline suggests otherwise on the handicap system. Alright, but this is solely based on what the team is capable of and what we all know they can do. Alright, so recapping predictions for Bayern Munich versus Werder Bremen. I'm expecting Bayern Munich to win. I think it's going to be close though. Expecting both teams to score as well. In terms of a combination bet, I go with either to win and both to score. Predicted scoreline 2-1 in favor of Bayern Munich. In terms of the handicap system, I'll go ahead with Bayern Munich to win this one by a goal. Alright, moving on to our next game, and our next game is Bochum versus Borussia Mönchengladbach, and Borussia Mönchengladbach had a win in their last game. Bochum lost 3-0 away to Borussia Dortmund. No, they were playing the other team in Borussia, and they are playing against Borussia Mönchengladbach. And in this particular game, I think this one is going to end in a draw. And in a draw, I believe. In terms of predicted scoreline, I'm going to go here this one to be 1-all. In terms of you want to do a combination bet, I would go with draw and under 4.5. Sorry about that, gentle folks. Disgusting persons passing by on a motorcycle. Sorry about that. So in terms of the handicap system, we're not going to have a bet on it based on my prediction, because I think this one is going to end in the draw, and so therefore I'm not going to take a bet on the handicap system. Alright, so recapping predictions for Bochum versus Borussia Mönchengladbach. I think this one's going to end in the draw for me. 1-all draw, that is. And in terms of a combination bet, I go with a draw and under 4.5 goals in total in this game. Alright, so those are my predictions for that game. And then we'll move right along to our next game, and the next game is Stuttgart versus Hertha Berlin. And for Stuttgart versus Hertha Berlin, now I'm expecting here Stuttgart to take care of business, but it's not going to be easy. So Stuttgart to win, both teams to score. In terms of predicted scoreline, now I'm in the combination bet first, either to win and both to score. Predicted scoreline, I'm going to go here with Stuttgart 2-1. In terms of the handicap system, now I'm going to go with three-way Stuttgart to win by a goal, but I'm going to take a draw based on my predicted scoreline. Alright, So recapping predictions for Stuttgart versus Hertha Berlin, I'm expecting Stuttgart to win, expecting both teams to score as well. In terms of a combination bet, I would go with either to win and both to score. Predicted scoreline 2-1 in favor of Stuttgart, and in terms of a handicap system, I'm going to go with a draw. Alright, based on my predicted scoreline. So alright, folks, those were my predictions for Stuttgart versus Hertha Berlin. And then we'll move on to our next game, which is Cologne versus Bayern Leverkusen. Bayern Leverkusen coming off a very big win in their last game out. Cologne lost their last game, and so for this particular game, Cologne being at home, Leverkusen visiting them, this one should be an interesting matchup, I do believe. And so Leverkusen might be developing a little bit of form, and hence the reason why I'm going to go with Leverkusen to win. They've been doing fairly well in the Europa League and fairly well in the league so far in terms of results. They're getting some consistent good results, and hence the reason why I'm going with Bayern Leverkusen to win this one. Bayern Leverkusen to win, and both teams to score, I believe. In terms of a combination bet, I will go with either to win and both to score. Predicted scoreline for me, I'm going to say here Leverkusen to win this one 2-1. Otherwise, I think they might win 3-1. But I think it's going to be close, so it's not going to be easy to get past Cologne at home. And the reason why I'm going with 2-1 victory for Bayern Leverkusen. In terms of handicap system, then based on my scoreline, then I'm going to have to go with a draw here. So I would go with Leverkusen to win by a goal here, but I'm going to have to take a draw because in the handicap system, based on the scoreline, it would be a draw. Alright, so recapping predictions for Cologne versus Bayern Leverkusen, and expecting Bayern Leverkusen to win, expecting both teams to score as well. And in terms of a combination bet, I go with either to win and both to score. Predicted scoreline 2-1 in favor of Bayern Leverkusen. And in terms of the handicap system, I'm going to go with a draw, the basis being a Bayern Leverkusen to win by a goal, and just explained that to you earlier in the video. Alright, so thank you, gentle folks, for watching as usual. If you're reached this far in the video, please I'm asking you to subscribe to my channel, and also when you subscribe, ensure that you click the notification bell so that as soon as I send out these videos, you get these videos. Alright, and spread the word to your friends on your social media pages and all of that jazz. Alright, we're going to move on right on over to Eintracht Frankfurt versus Hoffenheim. And for this game, it should be an interesting matchup. I think it's going to be close somewhat, but I'm going to go with the home team to take the victory here. Eintracht Frankfurt to win, both teams to score, I do believe. And in terms of a combination bet, I go with either to win and both to score. Predicted scoreline for me, I'm going to say here 3-1 in favor of Eintracht. And in terms of combination bet, not combination, handicap system, that is, I go with Eintracht to win this one by a goal. Otherwise, I'd take them as a draw. Alright, so those are the two options. I'm going to take them to win by a goal though. So recapping predictions for Eintracht Frankfurt versus Hoffenheim, I'm expecting Eintracht Frankfurt to win, expecting both teams to score as well. In terms of a combination bet, I'll go with either to win and both to score. Predicted scoreline 3-1 in favor of Eintracht Frankfurt, and in terms of the handicap system, I'm going to take Eintracht Frankfurt to win this one by a goal. Alright, so moving on to our next game, and our next game is RB Leipzig versus Freiburg. Freiburg haven't been doing very well away from home, and RB Leipzig, they have picked up a steam, and so therefore I'm going to go with RB Leipzig to win here. In terms of both teams scoring, I'm going to say yes. In terms of a combination bet, I go with either to win and both to score. Predicted scoreline for me, I'm going to go with RB Leipzig winning this one 3-1. In terms of the handicap system, I'll go ahead and take RB Leipzig to win this one by a goal. Otherwise, I would have gone them to go with a draw here on the three-way system. So recapping predictions for RB Leipzig versus Freiburg, I'm expecting RB Leipzig to win, expecting both teams to score as well. In terms of a combination bet, I go with either to win and both to score. Predicted scoreline 3-1 in favor of RB Leipzig, and on the handicap system, I'm going to go ahead and take RB Leipzig to win this game by a goal. Alright, so those are my predictions for RB Leipzig versus Freiburg, and now we move on to our next game, which is Schalke versus Mainz. Mainz lost their last game out. They were at home. I did not expect them to win. I know they're usually tough to beat at home, but they lost that game. And so therefore they are now visiting Schalke, and this should be an interesting matchup, I do believe. Schalke could beat them, but I'm going to go with a draw here. I wouldn't be surprised if Schalke beat them, but I'm going to take a draw for this one, both teams to score. In terms of predicted scoreline, I'm going to go with 2-2 here. And so as a result, I won't have a bet on the handicap system, but I'm going to give you a combination bet, and my combination with bet would be a draw on under 4.5 goals. Alright, So, recapping predictions for Schalke versus Mainz, I'm expecting this one to end in a draw. Expecting both teams to score. Predicted scoreline 2-all. In terms of a combination bet, I'll go with a draw and under 4.5 goals for this particular game. Alright? So, moving right along, our next game is Union Berlin versus Augsburg. And for Union Berlin versus Augsburg, then we're going to have this game. Union, they have been doing very well this season, so I'm expecting them to continue to do so, and hence I'm going to take Union to win here, and I'm going to say both teams not to score. In terms of combination, I'll go with either to win and both not to score. Predicted scoreline for me, I'm going to say Union to win this one 2-0. In terms of the handicap system, I would go with Union to win this one by a goal. Alright, so recapping predictions for Union Berlin versus Augsburg. I'm expecting Union to win. Union Berlin, that is, and expecting both teams not to score. In terms of combination bet, I'd say either to win and both not to score. Predicted scoreline for me, I'm saying 2-0 here in favor of Union Berlin. And on the handicap system, I'm going to take Union Berlin to win this one by a goal as well, gentlefolks. So that's how the quick rumbles for this game week of the German Bundesliga. I hope you took your notes as usual, and ensure whenever you're making the betting slips, ensure that you mix your predictions. Don't take all the predictions from one game. You can take them all from one game, but I usually suggest you don't take them from maybe 2 or 3 or 4 or 5 different games, depending on the amount of predictions you put in your slip. And remember, you put 3 to 5 predictions per slip. Alright, so I thank you for watching. I hope that you have great luck this week and you win tons. Alright, and thank you for your time, and remember to share this video with your friends on social media and spread the word about this channel. Alright, thank you for watching and have a great rest of the week.